What if the most powerful love story in show business isn't told on a red carpet, but hidden quietly behind closed doors? While the world watches flashing lights and headline romances, one man is making a decision so discreet, so deliberate, that it's redefining what protection, responsibility, and modern love truly look like. Today, we're talking about Zhu Kai, and a move that has left fans around the world both surprised and deeply moved. In a world where love is often measured by visibility, there is something quietly radical about choosing preparation instead of performance. This story does not begin with a declaration, a photograph, or a moment designed to be seen. It begins with foresight. For Zhu Kai, love is not something that waits for problems to appear before responding. It is something that anticipates uncertainty and plans gently around it. When life enters a vulnerable chapter, especially one involving new responsibility, preparation becomes a form of care that speaks louder than reassurance ever could. Rather than relying on words to promise safety, he invests in systems that make safety real. This approach reflects emotional maturity, the understanding that love is not proven by intensity, but by consistency. It is not proven in moments of attention, but in moments of absence, when the other person must still feel supported. Preparation is invisible to most people. It happens quietly, without applause. Yet it carries a profound message. I am thinking ahead for you, even when you are not thinking of danger yourself. In this sense, preparation is not cautiousness, it is devotion expressed through responsibility. Part 2, protection, that respects, not controls. Protection can easily become restrictive when it is driven by fear rather than understanding. What makes this story resonate is not the presence of protection, but the restraint with which it is applied. The intention here is not to surround someone with barriers, but to create an environment where freedom remains intact. The difference is subtle, yet deeply felt. Protection that respects does not announce itself. It does not interrupt daily rhythms or redefine a person's identity as fragile. Instead, it exists in the background, steady and unobtrusive. This form of care acknowledges something essential. Safety should never come at the cost of dignity. For Tan Sung-yeon, the focus remains on living her life with calm continuity, not on being constantly reminded of risk. The presence of care is sensed, not imposed. Such balance requires emotional intelligence. It requires listening, adjusting, and knowing when to step back. In many ways, this is the most difficult kind of protection, one that prioritizes the other person's emotional comfort over the protector's need for control. At its core, this approach communicates trust, and trust, when paired with care, becomes one of the strongest foundations a relationship can have. Part 3, a different kind of strength. Strength is often misunderstood as dominance, decisiveness, or visibility. Yet the strength demonstrated in this story operates on a quieter frequency. It is not forceful, and it does not seek validation. This is strength expressed through reliability, through attention to detail, through the willingness to shoulder responsibility without being asked. It is the kind of strength that does not rush to be noticed, because it is focused on being effective. What stands out is not a single dramatic gesture, but a pattern of behaviour that reveals inner steadiness. Planning routines, considering emotional well-being, maintaining connection despite distance. These are acts that require patience and discipline rather than impulse. In many cultures, this form of masculinity feels both traditional and modern at the same time. It aligns with long-held values of duty and care, while also reflecting contemporary emotional awareness. There is no need to perform toughness when confidence comes from knowing one's priorities. This kind of strength reassures without overpowering. It provides stability without demanding recognition. And for many viewers, it represents a version of adulthood that feels grounded, calm, and deeply reassuring. Part 4. Why this story touches so many people. The reason this story resonates across continents is simple. It speaks to needs that are shared by all humans, regardless of language or culture. At its heart is the desire to feel safe without being diminished, to feel prioritized without being controlled, to know that someone is thinking ahead for you, not because you are incapable, but because you matter. For younger viewers, this narrative offers hope. It presents a model of love that is neither chaotic nor idealized beyond reach. For older audiences, it reflects values associated with maturity, foresight, responsibility, and emotional steadiness. The story also contrasts sharply with the instability often associated with public relationships. In a landscape where attention frequently replaces intention, this example feels grounding. It reassures viewers that care does not need to be loud to be real. Perhaps most importantly, it invites quiet reflection. Many viewers do not react with excitement alone, but with introspection. They begin to consider how care is shown in their own lives and what kind of love truly feels sustainable. That reflective quality is what allows this story to linger long after it is told. Part 5. Beyond Celebrity. A human story. Once the spotlight is removed, what remains is not a celebrity narrative, but a deeply human one. This is a story about choosing responsibility when it is inconvenient, and choosing presence even when physical closeness is not always possible. Fame becomes irrelevant here. What matters is the decision to prioritize another person's sense of safety and emotional ease. These choices are not unique to public figures. They are available to anyone willing to act with intention. What makes this story meaningful is its ordinariness. There is no spectacle, no excess, just quiet decisions made consistently, guided by care rather than obligation. In that sense, it becomes relatable rather than distant. In a media environment saturated with extremes, this calm narrative stands out precisely because it does not demand attention. It earns it. And in doing so, it reminds viewers of something fundamental. Love, at its most enduring, is not about being seen. It is about making sure the people we care for never feel alone. That is not a celebrity lesson. It is a human one. Call to action. If you appreciate thoughtful stories that explore the deeper side of show business, beyond rumors and headlines, please subscribe to LVT-SHOWBIZ. Your support helps us continue sharing meaningful narratives that connect people across cultures. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and don't forget to follow LVT-SHOWBIZ for more stories that remind us why human values still matter in the spotlight.